anything that Pastor and I have ever directed before. You're going to be blessed and a little surprised and giggle a little bit. It's about 3 Christmas movies with a little bit of a twist. It talks about the story of our life and who is the director of our life, and his name is
Jesus.
Introducing the Christmas movie.
So it's a tradition in homes across America that sometime after Halloween and right before Christmas,
families gather around their television sets with their popcorn and hot chocolate. Grown men are reduced to tears.
Women declare.
That's the sweetest thing I've ever seen.
It's a Christmas movie.
Hollywood figured out decades ago that no matter what age you are,
Or religion. Or tolerance for mush.
Everybody loves a Christmas movie.
some Christmas movies have become film classics and have gone on to become some of the most beloved movies of all time. But what does a really great movie start with?
Money!
Me.
Movie stars!
Studio executives who are so overblown with self-importance that they can't see beyond the bottom line where their earnings will be worldwide.
Well, there's that. But what does a really great blockbuster begin with? The one thing that every great writer and director is drawn to. Yes?
A story.
A story!
A great story is where it all begins.
Consider the story of a man who had it all.
Who thought he had it all.
Well, actually, he did have a little.
Oh, he had money. He had a lot of money.
But that was about all he had.
He had a spirit visit him.
He had a nice house. He had an employee who had nothing.
No. The employee had everything.
But he had no money. He had the most important thing.
And there begins the classic telling.
The beloved story.
The cautionary tale.
A Christmas Carol.
This was a really long movie. How are we going to fit it in 5 minutes?
I have faith in us. Y'all ready? All right. Once, back in the old
The
days,
days of yore.
The time of yesteryear.
there lived a man. He was a very old and lonely man. And his name was...
Scrooge McDuck.
No. No. It was just Scrooge. Ebenezer Scrooge. You know, from George C. Scott.
Sorry.
That classic.
I grew up with the Mickey Mouse version.
Mickey Mouse. Anyway, okay, where was I? Let's see. His name was Old Man. His name was Scrooge. His name was Ebenezer Scrooge.
No, Bob Cratchit! That's absurd! Why should I give you a whole day off?
Well, because, sir, tomorrow. Well, it's Christmas.
Oh, Christmas? Humbug! Oh, all right. Take the rest of the day off. We'll come in really early the next day.
Oh, really, dude?
Well, we've only got a few minutes for this story, so I better get on with the day.
Well, thank you, Mr. Scrooge. God bless you, and a Merry Christmas.
So Scrooge closes up shop, and he begins the lonely, cold, dark walk home. After a little adventure with a door knocker, Scrooge begins to settle in for the night, only to be aware of some strange noises in his house.
Things that go bump in the night.
What? Who is it? Who's that?
Hello.
Ah! Molly! My old business partner! How's it you're here? Unless you're a ghost!
I am a ghost.
Ah! Apparently, I see dead people.
And I've come to give you a warning, Ebenezer. You'll be visited this night by 3 ghosts. The ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas future.
But I'm afraid of ghosts! I don't want to be visited by them! Why is this happening?
Because, Eddie, you're a mean old man and nobody likes you. And I don't want you to end up like me, suffering for an eternity.
But Molly, you're a good man, a good businessman.
Maybe so, but my business should have been mankind.
No, you're just a figment of my imagination. Maybe it was something I ate. Ah, it was that burrito, the one I had from lunch at Taco Cabana.
Oh, I assure you, it's real.
No, go away from me, spirit.
So the spirit disappears, and Scrooge, believing he had suffered some terrible hallucination from some suspicious food he had at Taco Cabana, goes to sleep, only to be awakened later that night.
What? Who is it? Who's that?
Well, it's I, the ghost of Christmas past.
Ah, no,
Yes.
no, not possible. If I can't see you, you're not there.
What are you, fool? Open your eyes and let's get on with it.
What do you want with me, spirit?
Open your eyes.
Where are we?
Well, we're in the past. Your past, Ebenezer. And this
Yes, my boyhood home. I remember it well. That boy.
is you, Ebenezer. Abandoned and alone.
Yes, I know. His mother is dead and his father is angry with him. His mother died during childbirth, so his father sent him away to the school.
Yes, Ebenezer, your childhood wasn't all that great.
Ah, but I grew up into a young man and I met a young woman. Her name was Belle.
Oh.
That means beautiful in French.
Yes, we know. You fell in love with Belle and Belle loved you back.
Ah, it was the happiest time of my life. I wanted to marry her, but I needed to make my fortune.
Yes, and while you were off making your fortune, Belle got bored. So much for love.
But I became rich!
Congratulations.
What happened to my sweet Belle?
Oh, she married and had loads of children.
I guess!
Well, she's blissfully happy. Unlike you. And this is the passport to your hunting. Now I must leave you.
And now it is my turn. I am the ghost of Christmas presents. Let's go and see what everyone's doing. Right now.
Oh, Spirit, I'm quite tired. I think I'd like to take a phone.
No, on your feet. Viva, viva. You can sleep when you are dead, which will be soon enough.
What was that?
Never mind. Cecil, the ghost of Christmas future, will tell you all about it.
His name is Cecil? Truly?
Yes.
Oh, Cecil's such a wimpy name for a spirit. Why couldn't it be something stronger like Samson?
He is very strong. We sing the same mariachi. We are at the home of your employee, Bob Cratchit, and this is his son, Tiny Tim.
God bless us, everyone.
Tim is very, very sick and not likely to live much longer.
Father, will there be any supper for Christmas?
Why, yes, Tim. The finest goose that you've ever seen.
But that's not much of a goose!
Julius, you pay him so well.
Father, will there be any presents for Christmas?
We have each other. And that's all the Christmas we need. I propose a toast. To Mr. Scrooge.
To Mr. Scrooge? That old miser. Well, I'd like to punch him in the...
God bless us, everyone.
Now, dearest. You mustn't speak ill of Mr. Scrooge. It is Christmas after all.
Yes, dear.
A toast to Mr. Scrooge.
To Mr. Scrooge.
God bless us.
Yes, Tim, we get it.
No, Spirit! I can't watch this anymore. It's too painful. That poor child.
But Scrooge, don't you see? You're a part of this. This is your doing.
No! Help me no more, Spirit. Help me no more. Cecil? Spirit of Christmas future?
Cecil.
What does he want with me? Please, I've learned my lesson. Just let me go home. Or move on so I can end this nightmare. The tombstone? That's my name. No! No, it can't be! No! 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 I don't want to die! I don't want to die! I don't want to live like Marley! I don't want to miss Christmas! I don't want to miss the season finale of The Office! No! No, wait! I'm awake!
So Scrooge was so excited that his visit from ghosts were over that he ran to the window.
You there! You there, boy! Boy! What day is it?
Why, it's Christmas Day, sir.
Well, indeed it is. Here, let's have a crowd. Yeah, run down to the store and buy the prize turkey in the window. And Merry Christmas!
So Scrooge bought the prize turkey in the window and had it delivered to the Cratchit's house, where they had this splendid, enormous feast. And not only that, he also doubled Bob's salary and made sure that Tiny Tim would live.
God bless us, everyone.
What a gift to be given.
A second chance.
A chance to change, to make things different.
Just like new fallen snow that makes everything new and clean, our Heavenly Father gives us the opportunity to empty our lives of bitterness and regret.
Redemption.
Grace.
Mercy.
Themes that are widely accepted during the Christmas season. Whether you're a church-going believer or not, Christmas is a time where people are looking for a second chance.
Do-over.
Gosh, I wish I'd been better with my money.
I wish I hadn't said that to my mom.
I wish my marriage wasn't suffering.
I wish my child would come back home.
Thankfully, we serve a God who gives second chances.
We serve a God who specializes in grace.
Consider the story of a man.
A man who had everything.
He had a family who loved him.
And he had a nice house.
He had a good job.
He was well respected in the town.
He made it possible through his building and loan business for everybody to have a home.
A roof over their head.
Because George loved his community.
He had a spirit visiting.
No, not a spirit. An angel.
He had
A wonderful life. Now you listen to me. I'm telling you, Potter. Now you're not going to get the best of me.
Oh, calm down, George. Nobody's trying to get the best of anybody. Clearly your building and loan can't pay out all the money it owes people. So I'm here to help. You can work for me, George, and everything will be all right. Why, I'll give you the money you need, George, to keep you out of jail.
Never. Now I'll never work for you, Potter. You're just an evil old man who wants to own this town.
George Bailey was the kind of man that everyone loved. He was a town hero. He saved his brother from an icy death when they were both boys.
And he stayed home with his parents until his younger brother could come home from the war, giving up his dreams to travel.
He kept the town together and united during a stock market crash. He was a man who seemed to have it all together.
But George found himself in a situation where all hope seemed lost.
In fact, everything seemed lost.
Crazy Uncle Billy lost a stack of money that was supposed to keep things afloat.
Sometimes, even the best of men have their breaking points and need to be reminded of one of the most important things there is in life.
Confound it! Why can't anything go right?
George, what's the matter?
Oh, nothing. Say, who's playing that piano? Hey, can't you learn a different song?
But Daddy, I'm practicing for the Christmas party.
Humbug.
What was that, George?
Oh, nothing? I was just listening to another movie and that word got stuck in my head. Now, let's see, where was I? Oh, yes! Nothing ever goes right for me. I'm gonna go run around town in the snow and be miserable and think about how horrible my life is.
But George!
So George ran around in the snow and the dark.
Went to a bar and got into a fight.
Crashed his car into a tree and finally came upon a bridge. And a thought.
A thought.
A thought crossed his mind.
Now, I could just end it all right here. Could be all over. And I wouldn't have to worry about anything anymore. I wouldn't have to feel this regret or disappointment. People wouldn't have to put up with me. And I wouldn't have to let anyone down anymore. I lost all our money. My family hates me. And that Mr. Potter's going to have me arrested because I can't pay that loan. You know, I'm going to lose everything. Guess I might as well just...
So George considered ending it all. And there was a loud splash in the icy water below. There are days, even the best of us feel like there's nothing left to do but just give up.
Like we never should have even gotten out of bed that day.
That maybe the world, well, would be better off without us.
Enter Clarence, the angel. Now George
Being the honorable man that he is.
had jumped into the icy water. But George did not jump into the water first. He jumped in to save Clarence.
Ooh. Now, what did you go doing anything like that for?
Well, I did it to save you.
What? Well, you jumped in first, crazy old man.
Yeah, you were going to jump in, so I jumped in first to help change your mind.
Oh. Well, I just wish I'd never been born.
Well, you just get right to it, don't you?
Yeah. Tick-tock.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
George Bailey, since you're so miserable and think the world will be better off without you, I hereby declare you've never been born.
Oh, well, now you're just talking crazy. I've never been born. Sheesh. Well, who do you think you are anyway, an angel? Hey, wait a minute. Well, this isn't Martini's bar, and Mr. Gower. Well, what happened to you?
Oh, well, he put some poison in a kid's prescription and went to jail for 20 years.
What?
Yeah, that's because you weren't there to stop him, George. Remember, you've never been born.
Oh, this is crazy. Bedford Falls has gone crazy.
What? Bedford Falls? This is Pottersville.
No way.
Way, dude.
Finally began to sink in with George that Clarence really was his guardian angel, and that he had made it so that George had never been born. George found himself in a graveyard and came upon a grave with a headstone with a familiar name on it.
Hey, wait a minute. Well, that says Harry Bailey. Well, that's my brother. Harry didn't die. You see, he went on to save a whole transport of soldiers in the water.
No, all those men died, George. Harry never saved them because you were never there to save Harry when he fell in the lake all those years ago.
Clarence. Well, where's Mary? Where's my wife?
Oh, you really don't want to know. This is the part of the story where it gets really dramatic, and I cry every time.
Me too!
Well, Clarence, you gotta tell me. You just gotta tell me.
George found Mary closing up the library. She was an old maid.
Hey!
Well, that's what the story says. You're an old maid.
Well, you didn't have to say it again.
Let's see, where was I? Oh, yes. Old maid. Let's see. George was so shocked to see Mary that he ran up to her and tried to convince her that she was his wife.
Mary! It's me, George. Well, don't you know me? What are you doing laying on the ground anyway?
Wait, what's going on in here? You get out of here, man we've never seen before, who for all intents and purposes might as well never have been born.
George ran back to the bridge to reconsider his original thought, ending it all. After all, he lost everything he loved.
His family.
Well, yes, he loved and cared for his family.
And George loved his town and all the people in it. They were his family too.
People are what mattered the most to George.
Not money or possessions.
He cared about making a difference in people's lives.
God, you just got to give me my life back. I just want to live. I just want to live.
George! I've been waiting, looking all over town for you.
What? Well, you know me? You know my name, George Bailey?
Well, of course I do.
Well,
George.
Merry Christmas!
So George ran back home to his wife and children, not caring anymore that he might be thrown in jail because Mr. Potter wanted him arrested.
And George and Mary Bailey lived happily ever after.
Because he finally realized that happiness doesn't come from things you can accumulate. It's not about who has the most money or the biggest house.
It's about the lives you touch and the people you surround yourself with.
Well, that's cool. That's great for the Baileys. What about me, huh?
What?
Yeah. Where's my happily ever after?
Yeah, I've been waiting for so long and I'm still stuck in a rut. Nothing ever seems to go right. Maybe I should just jump into an icy river and see if anybody will bail me out.
It's been 3 months, and I still can't find a job. How am I supposed to give my kids Christmas presents this year?
It just doesn't seem to matter how good or faithful I am. I can't seem to catch a break. I go to church, I serve my community, and I'm faithful with my tithe.
My marriage is suffering and my wife is finished with me. Where's my Clarence?
Yeah, why don't things ever work out for me like George?
And why is it at Christmas time we all feel so much more inept?
For once, I'd just like to give my kids the really great big Christmas that they deserve. But I just can't seem to keep my head above water.
Christmas isn't about giving, it's about receiving.
Exactly. Christmas is about giving. Whoa. What did you say? You said Christmas is about receiving?
What's up with that, dude? Christmas isn't about what you get, it's about what you give. Everyone knows that.
No, that's where you're wrong.
How can he be wrong? How can she say that?
Consider the story of a boy, a round-headed kid who had an obsession with kicking footballs.
Hey. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, you're talking about Charlie Brown.
Hey, don't say that name.
If we can't use that name because of copywriting.
Okay, that's fine and all. I guess I just don't see what's really that bad about saying the name Charlie
Hey!
Brown.
Oh, hold on there for a second. Hey, you kid, come here. Come here. Where are you going with this thing? What? Oh, okay. Yes. Consider the story of a boy.
A boy who loved his dog.
He wanted to be happy at Christmas, but just couldn't get into the spirit. So Lou, particular girl, who masqueraded as a therapist and was known to pull footballs out from under would-be kickers, put him in charge of the Christmas pageant to see if that might lift his spirits.
And that's where everything went wrong. See, the round-headed kid couldn't get anyone to focus on the pageant.
That other kid that played the piano wouldn't stop playing.
Kids wouldn't stop dancing.
Good grief! It was a big old mess.
After rescuing a tiny Christmas tree to put in the Christmas pageant and get the ball rolling, and being made fun of by everyone else because of said Christmas tree, our favorite blockhead gave up and realized he may never know the true meaning of Christmas.
Ah, but then a wise kid with a blanket.
All the cool and smart kids had blankets.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Same.
a wise kid with a blanket reminded everyone of what Christmas was all about.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled.
God loved the world.
He gave his one and only Son,
that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish.
but have everlasting life.
Christmas is about receiving the gift God gave us, eternal life through Jesus Christ.
Maybe your life's not Hollywood. Whose is? But I contend that God has done so much for your life, so much more for your life than Steven Spielberg or Frank Capra has ever put on the silver screen. His story for your life is so much bigger than Hollywood could ever dream of. His story, his plan, begins with the baby.
a man,
And a woman.
Chosen by God to deliver a very special gift to all mankind.
And talk about special effects. I mean, come on, a giant bright star that led people to the baby?
I know, right? What about when he grows up and he's all like, walking on water, y'all. He's like going around like healing people, casting out demons. He's like, dude, demon, get out. And then there was another time he was on the side of the hill. There's all those hungry people. So he takes out the loaves and the fish.
Okay.
And,
Wait. All right, look, yeah, sure. But before he grew up, he was born the son of a simple carpenter.
and then he grows up and he puts all those Pharisees in their place. Remember that? He's like, if you're without sin, then like you cast for stones. Dude, that was awesome.
Okay, sure. Yeah, he did that too. But he also...
Then he goes out in the desert, and there's Satan out there, and he's like, if you're like the son of God, you can totally like take over everything. And he's like, yeah, I so totally could, but I'm not gonna, because that's not the plan, loser.
Okay, all right. Yes, sure. But the point is...
And then he goes out in the desert again, and there's that message on the robot from the princess, and it's like, you're my only hope. So then he goes up to the Death Star, he's like, use the Force. Wow, wow. He goes up on that bridge, and there's that big demon looking down on him, and he's like, you shall not pass! And he's up there with him again, he slices off his hand, he's like, ah! No! That's impossible! You're not my father!
The point...
And then he takes out that bow and arrow.
All right, that's enough out of you. Look, the point is that God, in his infinite wisdom, had a plan.
A screenplay?
Sure, a screenplay for your life. God is the master storyteller, and he has written the story of your life. We all like to think that we are the disheartened bank manager who saves the town and has and wins the love of his friends and families, or the dramatically rich miser that has a classic change of heart, or even, yes, the hero who saves the princess.
But most likely what you will find is that your story is much like the story that God told about himself.
a simple child from a simple birth, from humble beginnings in a backwoods town, just eking out enough for a simple life, until it was time.
Time to help the helpless.
Time to heal the sick.
Time to feed the hungry.
Time to be the light.
Time to share his story.
So as you celebrate the greatest story ever told this Christmas season, remember that your story
The one especially crafted just for you.
isn't finished. For the one who began a good work in you will complete it, will perfect it, until the time of Christ Jesus. God bless us, everyone.